Well, hello, 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 and of course it starts getting windy outside, so hopefully we don't have any major crashes. But welcome back, we are here another day. Sort of familiar to you, I know you're seeing a lot of this, but these are the projects I'm working on. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Jolene, Jewel Design. We are in a crafting chat again. You saw me Sunday with a quick set of collages and washi plates, washi strips. Today, or yesterday, Monday, you saw me working on a cute little pocket for my personal journal that's also with the same kit. So I made this little guy right here. So yeah, that was yesterday, so go ahead back and look back if you just found me today and your first time you come across, but there'll be a little horde of things. And I know I keep promising to work on collaging with you guys, but I just don't have a lot to say right now. I needed to do that, I think, in the mix of all my birthday stuff, and just to sit here and cover these with you guys on camera, I don't know. We all do it, so I really don't see a purpose of doing a video on that. I think I just needed to sit down one afternoon and just do it while I'm watching everybody else, and then I'll show you what I do with them if we make anything fun out of them. But I have to work on some collaging, clustering, whatever you want to call it, some pockets in here for the skinny journal that I am doing. Now this is the skinnier pages of the Zen Garden, or the vertical versions, and I took that and all the pretties, and I'm finding other things to put in here, and I've just been slowly working on getting the pages in here. Right now it looks like 64 pages in this lovely little skinny journal. Things that you can write on, things you can't, some things you can't write on or wouldn't want to, but you could. Like there's 64 pages, sides, paper sides to this thing. Some are writable, some aren't. We'll do a fabric cover on this, but I have to put some pockets in some skinny areas, and I thought I'd just bring you along. How's that? There we go. We are into the, make sure I'm not too high up. Oh no, I'm perfect. Okay. I fixed some things and I'm hoping it's, all beneficial here. But, yeah, I pretty much am just down to, yes, I am down to working on the skinny. I'm almost done with the, my personal one. As you see, I have to do this. My bundle came in. I'm so happy. My, Sage bundle came in the right size this time. If you're watching me yesterday, you would know that, yeah, I had all kinds of glitches there. So I'm stoked that this one showed up in time for me to do my video for today, because I've been dying to put green on stuff. I've been dying, I've been using mine, which is a little darker. This one is a little bit more of a blue-gray compared to this one, but I think I'm definitely, so far, so good. Loving this color. Oh my gosh. I don't mind it. I put it in some spots. We'll have some variances in the green, but yeah, I've been like, I can't do what I want to do without my ink. It is an oxide, so it's going to be a little wetter, which I'm okay with that. I don't mind the oxide at all, actually. It doesn't bug me. I am missing my pink, though, so I'll have to go back and do... The one I have is just not going to work. I want to do some of these others in pink, and I can't. So we got pink, we got green, we've got, what do you want to call it? So, and again, some of these pages that are not easy to work with, I'm going to put some pockets and, let's do this carefully. I don't want to lose things out of order. That's always my biggest worry. I put things out of order. Now, I'm going to try not to yell. I feel like my ears are full all of a sudden. I don't know why. I'm still trying to get over the head cold. Like, I'm not perfect on that. I mean, it's minor. No more sore throats, no more headaches. But the weather keeps changing. I'm filming and it's hitting 80 degrees. I'm like, what? We'll be back down to 68 degrees tomorrow. I'm like, ugh, whatever. It's a complete mess. Anyway, but what I want to do is, on some of these, I want to do a nice little pocket in the bottom where I can stick stuff in. Other pages I want to layer a little bit more and put things, in different dynamics. So, I did this piece of paper. I folded in 6. It is a little big, but we're going to rip places, and I want to add some extra oomph. I know one of these, I think the next one back, I wanted to do it sort of sideways, completely different. Maybe that one. Okay, so I have some other paper that I think I'll do the next one that way. But anyway, there's a lot of pattern on pattern, so I wanted to be able to break it up a little bit, So how are we all doing? How are we all doing? Are we enjoying so far our second full week of April? Because see, last week was the first full week with some of us spring break. Now others may be having spring break now with their kids or grandkids. Parents don't usually get spring break if they just work, or not parents, but adults don't get spring break, not usually, unless they just take the time off. I am distressing this, even though I know I'm probably going to rip this and need something else, but there's those areas where we use that But I just wanted to have some different, even though everything's going to go, I don't know, I can make that a pocket though, put the 2 layers. I like that idea. Okay. I just wanted to sort of cluster and utilize like stuff and not be, that's a little too harsh. Didn't need that much. Okay. I just wanted to like do stuff. I just want to have fun. I could wrap it around to the other side, but I think, oh god, what was on the other, no, I didn't put one on that side, did I? I was like, wait, did I put one? I tried to vary it. That is true. No, I varied them. Okay, good. I was like, wait a minute, why don't I have one on the other side of that? I don't know, because I didn't want to put it all in the same thing. Trying to see where to tear stuff here. I'm not going to tear it perfectly. That was no fun. But what are we up to in the second week of April? Did we have a good Easter? Was everything hunky-dory? Or just the weekend in general? It wasn't really a celebration weekend for you guys. Not everybody celebrates everything, and that's okay. For many reasons, right? Sometimes just life. We tried. We thought, okay, we'll get together, have a nice dinner, and I came down sick. I wasn't sure. And last time we did this, like, last time we got sick, that's why I thought I could put it off. And the oldest was getting better. She wasn't. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not happening. And so we got everybody sick. So this time I was like, I'm not taking any chances. Like, she's doing okay, but I'm not sure how I'm doing. So I took 4 days off and did nothing. Finally getting my butt back into gear. But, I mean, I did the videos as you saw, because I couldn't not. I don't know why. Didn't take that long to do a reveal and that little pocket. That pocket was sitting there waiting for me, so it wasn't like that was too big of a deal. Yeah, I definitely want to do different things to these pages. I really wish I had the pink, though. I can't remember what I want to do what with, so I'm like, eek. So yeah, I mean, I was sick and stuff, so we didn't get together. Like, my dad happened to buy these cute little hams, and, you know, we all made salads and stuff, so we did sort of swap food, but, like, carefully. But carefully. Because we didn't want to take any chances. It was all good. Yeah, I was having problems with some of my inner pages, so I've been like, ugh, working on that too. I'll just look and show you guys what I did with one of the pages and see if we like the idea. But, yeah, no, so, I don't know. It just, yeah, we're going to celebrate, and that we'll just have a nice dinner, though, or like a lunch. I should say a lunch, not really a dinner. But then we had to cancel that, and so we just had dinner. Me and the girls just had dinner and watched Peter Rabbit, because what else are you going to do? We want to watch the movie Hop, but it was also, like, been out for a while. Like, the kids, at least as old as one of the kids. And it's cute, you know, Easter movie. And even though, you know, some of these things I think should be freer, cheaper, not have to pay for it. And no, everything is like, needs to be paid for. Everything needs to be, I don't want to slip anything through. We're going to have that on the bottom. I want to play with this. Let's see. Like, I'm getting really frustrated with things I thought would be old enough are apparently not old enough, and they still want to charge you an arm and a leg to, like, watch it. I was like, seriously? Why do we have all these streaming services if I've got to pay, still pay to watch it? Like, then why do I have a streaming service? Like, why? Just to say I have it? I'm like, ugh, okay. I don't like that straight edge. I don't like having it there. I don't know. I'm getting silly. I don't know what it'll do. I don't know how much I'll decorate on top of the pockets. It is a skinny journal. It is getting full, so I don't know how much we'll do on top. I still have not created my that I want pink. I still haven't created my washi. I mean my fussy cuts. I'm kicking myself. I keep meaning to, and then like my girl gets a hold of my computer. It's a little thick. To do her gaming. I shouldn't say it's my computer, it's my husband's computer, but I've taken over because my laptop of 3 years is definitely not doing so well. So it's like, man. So I have to like, I'm having to use his, which is great. I'm so glad I have it because I would be in so much trouble. Me and my mom both. There's times where her poor computer doesn't, or her poor, you know, her iPad or whatever doesn't really allow her to do what she needs to do, so I have to help her with her downloads, and it's like, here we go, maybe. So there's that. So we get a pocket there. I think we're going to glue this down just a little bit. So it is another pocket. And I'm just, nothing too extravagant here. I'm not going like crazy. Like I'm not creating up some new ordeal, but I am using what I have. I just realized this is not, there we go. There we go. Now, I may not totally varnish that down yet. Where is the pieces? Oh, there we go. So we can go down to there, so it won't fall out. And then this one can go here. Well, that's sort of cute. When we take them out, they, you know, have purpose, right? They're not all tucked one behind the other. There we go. But then once I have the pieces that I think I want, I can then just like decorate it up. I don't know. I wanted to do something with these guys. I just didn't want to have, of course it's bumpy in the wrong direction, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Okay. I did want to put the two, because this is that mossier green from Christmas time, more vintage, and that does not stick because of the fact that it doesn't have all that. It is the mossier green. I thought the bright Christmas green is more the vintage green that Dollar Tree had this fall. I think it was like a combination of like more fall green, but we found it more in Christmas time. It was left over, so I was like, oh sweet. And I think it's a little bit more vintagey, especially with some of the greens we were using this year. So there we go. So what are we making? I want to know, what are we up to right now? Like, some of you I see because you do, you know, you make your own channels and you follow me, and others, you know, just make stuff along the way. So I'd love to hear what you guys are designing, working on, not designing, well, I guess designing, designing or creating. What are we up to? So I'm just doing combinations of these pockets. I purposely made the skinny, you know, I took my skinny scalloped from my window pocket tucks, and then I took my usual pockets. I just made them a little bit smaller to fit here because they are a little wider normally. So I made them a little smaller and just decided we needed, you know, if we couldn't write on this page, we had to have something to write on. So that's what I'm doing. Really simple, easy. We'll just dress around the edges of the pages that count, matter, whatever. Pages matter. No, sorry. Bad. I just put some washi on this. This was a Birches in Summer native poem page, so I can't really read all of it. It was just sort of a bummer, and it's not all of it apparently. It's just a single page that came to me. So I just made a tiny little pocket on the bottom to make it fit. And here, you can sort of see it. I went ahead and tried to brush on some of this to the edges in here where it normally would be fuzzed on where we wrote, just to see if we give it any kind of, I don't know, effect. Not really. I think it maybe enhanced some things, but not everything. Because I do have it as a fuzzy whatever deal, but I had to do some trimming. Some of these pages weren't quite what I want to, so this front is a little smaller because I kept putting it upside down. It's making me insane. So I gotta look at the fish now that I know I have it the right way. Because I do not want to put a word upside down and have it say the wrong thing. That would just be bad. Alright, so there we go. So you can sort of see a flip through of where I'm at with this. I put some stuff there. We definitely have pages where, you know, some of them are shorter, some of them are wider, some have higher, more, whatever. The pages that I wanted green, I did already do the other green because I was getting tired of waiting. But I think I'm going to touch them up just a little bit with this brighter onyx, maybe. But then again, that green does work too. And they both work. I think they're both very doable. You know, sometimes we put ink over ink just to see what it does, huh? Okay, but anyway, I have pages I want pink, I have pages that I want green. You know, we have the coffee dyewood. Here's another one we'll work on right now. I printed other pages. Gosh, Lord, these pages are driving me insane. Yep, there it goes. I have pallets in the backyard that fall down more than anything. I was supposed to, last summer, make like a succulent wall. I wanted to make it on the deck. I wanted to stuff baggies and sod into the pallets, put them upright, and stick my succulents in them, because I think all the containers for my succulents in my backyard are about to rot. And my mom had them and I had them, so they've gone through a few years, and all of them need to be reshaped. Oh my gosh, all this drought has just screwed up all the succulents. So, there we go. I have to decide. Some of these I have to decide whether I'm going to go green or whether I'm going to go pink. And now that I have it, I can just sort of touch up corners and whatever I want. Even edges of paper really bug me now. I can't seem to want to leave them plain. I know they're digitals, and I think that's the problem. You know they're new. You know that they're new, and you can't help yourself. So, yeah, I wanted to make a succulent wall or two, and then the rest I was going to pull apart, and we were going to make kindling out of it. I was like, oh, perfect, because hubby's done that before. He's pulled apart and broken down the wood strips that make the pallet, and used them as kindling. And, of course, they got quite wet this year. So that's the other half of that I did not distress. Oh, that is weird. I distressed this side with my little tuck here, right? I did my tuck and my, with brown, and then I realized on this side I did not do it. Well, we'll do a little green, a little brown. How's that? Okay, well, who knew? That's what I get for working on something that's in the dark. Well, not in the dark, but anyway, we were into succulent things, and I was going to use the rest to make kindling for next year. So I probably will have to break that down, let it sit in the sun, and then put it in a container, because I did not have enough kindling this year. I had to go buy it constantly, and even then, I just couldn't get it hot enough, more times than not, to keep the eucalyptus hot enough not to just burn down to coals and not actually burn down to ash. So that was a bummer. Okay, so anyway, what are we doing? So yeah, I printed stuff that I wanted. I ended up with a strip of washi, or strip of something I cut off, so I put it here as like a washi. I just printed on different pages, different backings, to give a feel of something new. Ripped it, let it rip accordingly. That was a freebie. I had some freebie vintage papers that I went ahead and cropped and cleaned and like played with the coloring so it was more green and pink and not so purple. Printed, tattered page on the back, like just had fun with it. So I have different pages in here. So as you see, I have a number of different spots that I'm putting things. So anyway. Oh, so yeah, I just heard my thing. Oh, it's both sides of that one. Perfect. Let's work on that then. Let's see what we want to do with this. Oh, as we're getting to the middle. Yeah. Well, as you can see, yeah, I've been dying to work on this one because it's the one that'll go up up for sale, and everybody loves their skinnies right now. So I figured, oh, it goes right there. Okay, I don't worry about putting them in the right order, and then you go back to work on stuff, and you're like, now this is a tea dyed, but it might have a little bit of the green tint to it. Is that my green one, or is that my? That one looks like it's a mix. It's like a little bit of green left over with the tea dyed over it. So I'm loving it. Which is a great contrast to these guys. You can actually see them. Now, I don't need the brown per se underneath it, but I might want more hunks of this to work on it. Now, these I was actually thinking about going sideways with. I was actually thinking of doing something where everything tucked in to this as we glued down here, but I want this to fall out. So maybe we will be using some of this to make sort of a bottom. That one needs pink. That one has a natural pink. I'm stuck with the pink. It's just there's nothing left of it there. That's the part I'm not getting enough pink off the edges. It is so dry. Anyway, so yeah, we're trying to think. I have to make some phone calls this week and get our favorite neighbor wood carpenter guy out here to fix my deck. We have beams that are toast. And but they go in a good direction. Thankfully, there's an easy fix to them, but it's the easy fix of removing them completely. Like I'm taking a whole chunk of my deck that's actually outside of the protective overhang, which is why it's rotting. The beams the support beams underneath for these long 20-foot slats for the deck are rotting, so I have areas that are breaking, like and I don't want to cut these beams in half trying to, like, I don't know, it's just too much work to put it back together, and so it's really getting frustrating, and we don't use all of it, and no one sits on this bench that was made, and it's just like a waste of space. So I'm going to have my guy, our neighbor friend, see if he'll come and, if we cut off this outer space, remove everything, put on stones, and then just do a nice long step, off the covered part of the deck, we still have our overhang, our deck under the overhang, and then, we're going to put stone out where the deck was, and we're going to make it more seatable area because we have all kinds of pretty stuff, that we don't even use. The girls never sit in the Adirondack chairs over there, and I thought we'll just get one more and we'll put the fire pit out there and, actually use the space a little closer to the house in the evenings because no one likes it out farther out. It gets dark and it gets noisy, and then the possums freak you out. The possums like to hang out along the fence line along these really big bushes, and when you hear them in the middle of the night, you're just like, yeah, what? No, not really. I don't think I want those. I don't want to be dealing with those. So what if we... that's not what I meant to do, but that works too. So yeah, they're a little... It's a little freaky out there, so I get all freaked. So I thought, well, if it's closer to the house, like, I don't know. We have lights and overhangs, and let's go this way with it. I want to sort of have a pocket off a pocket, but where things aren't going to fall out, so that, like, things can stay tucked in, and I don't have to worry about them falling off the page, because I don't like when my stuff falls off the page. It really irritates me. Let's do this in. Let's utilize that. I have all these little pieces. Gosh, more pieces to put. So yeah, it's getting really windy out. Well, we had 80-degree weather the day before. Easter was actually 80. The day after Easter is like 75, which will bring in the Monterey coastal breeze. It's the Hollister 3 o'clock, as they call it. My whole life, never changed. And offset it, I think, if I can help it. Let's see, I'll go a little lower. I don't want to go too, again, and I'm not in the mood to put things too low, but this one can be written on. So actually, we're going to go a little lower on this one. And maybe we'll do this one maybe like dead center. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully you guys can still see. Yeah, well, our area just gets these 3 o'clock winds. And of course, it's exactly when I'm recording. So the next morning, you're going to hear all this wind. And you're going to wonder why. Going, wow, what great weather. Hello, Hollister. But yeah. Okay, there we go there. Yeet, come back. So what I don't know is if I'm going to... I don't think I want to glue. No. No, I have to make sure it's over far enough because I can see that line just barely. Alright, there we go. Let's do this. And then we can reinforce, yes, the bottom here. I think it's going to, like the other one, it's going to have sort of 2 different layers so that we can stick it in, but not, you know, I don't like when my pockets are not super secure and I feel like everything falls out. It really annoys me. So I sort of wanted to do that, but I also wanted to do, like we did before, the pocket, actually, the tag actually is going in the paper pocket. This one's going here. Now this one could go, oh, it just fits too. Okay, so I can go either way, depending how I want it to stick out. This one still has to be dyed. I just don't know if I'm going to do it pink or if I'm going to do it green. I like some parts of it could be green because it's up against this, but I sort of want pink up here, so I'm going to do a little bit of both. Like who says it had to be stained one or the other, right? So I don't know. It's getting windy out. The weather's weird, but it's supposed to be dropped down to like 10-degree difference. My dog will be in like Oakland tomorrow, and I'm like, oh, well, it's going to be cooler. They're going to an art thing, so I'm like, yay. So yeah, we'll do the rest pink. Okay, so I definitely have a lot to double check all of my things before I give this one away to make sure everything is properly, oh, so properly distressed. I'm like, oh, so properly distressed. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could even glue it down. Not quite. I could glue it here and here to make sure it stay placed, but we'll see. All these pretty layers. But yeah, so anyway, it's windy out. I have plans. We want to fix the deck. So that's one of my phone calls this week. And then I also need to get the front yard done. Oh my gosh, the weeds are gone berserk. I mean, my daughter mowed the lawn again, or mowed the weed lawn again. And I tried to pull some weeds, which I think is what set off the chain reaction to the head cold. I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like, yeah, I really appreciate that. I'm almost tempted to do green on the front and pink on the back. That's a thought too, right? Because I mean, the back is really light colored and pretty. Maybe that's a possibility too. Okay, so I'm just tired of pulling the weed. Why pull weeds when we're gonna pull everything out? Like I know I have to pull a lot more out, and it's like, Now I could do it. Yeah, that one I didn't do as well. I was trying to say, do I find another way to layer it where it's just here? See, I like it this way with these, but this looks a little weird. I don't know why. And this one has to be upright. Or no, yeah, I'm not really tell. Oh, like I knew. I don't know if I can go the other way with it. Now I'm wondering if it should more of like a belly band, but that's a really tight fit. Like, oh no, it'll work. Unless we let it slip through as a belly band and we just let everything sit here. Doesn't mean I couldn't make it a little wider. I don't like that. I don't like this as a side piece. I didn't even realize that. I was like, I don't really care for that. But if I wanted to enhance it, I could rip it a little more, and we can just like extend out the pocket a little bit. We're gonna make it sort of a belly band more than a pocket, because things aren't gonna go anywhere. I love that area, and I'm bummed that we're not gonna see that. No. If I wanted to be weird, I could go that way with it. I'm like, I could rip it that way. Who knows, right? So yeah, so then I gotta call the landscaper too, because the front needs to be reworked. I did have a gardener come by. Oh, I'm working on your neighbor, around the corner, and we're doing labor free today, and we can pull out all these weeds, and we can fix any, sprinkler system that you may need help with, and we can put down seed sod. Like, we can do dirt and seed. We can put back down in place. And I'm like, oh, I need way more than that, honey. I'm like, that's not even close. One, the cats are going to dig up all of the seeds. They won't grow. We've tried. The cats get into it every time. And then I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. And then I'm like, well, even if he gets all the weeds up, it's not just there. It needs to be the weeds all in the greenery, right? My sprinklers are fine, but they're crap. Like, they're 4 large... Weird. Sorry, I'm hearing my daughter. There are 4 large sprinklers that move. They go from left to right, and they water the air more than they water the grass, which is why I don't have any grass. They kept dying. I'd have to put it down on really low, and it was just really weird. It was trying to really annoy me, and it was getting really bad. And so I was just like, I have to do all this fussing just to get, things to work, and this is not how I want to do this. And I don't think you can really tell, but it bugs me. Like, I know it's there. It's just taking a lot. Like, it's a lot of work, and it wasn't watering it. It really wasn't watering anything. So I was like, well, what's the point? And so, we stopped, of course, and my daughter, okay. I'm like, I keep hearing this noise, and I'm so sorry if you can hear that. I think she's dying inside her game, and she's playing her game, and I think she's dying. I don't think it's going well. And she forgets she has her headphones on, and she's, they're loud, and so she forgets she's loud. It's so funny. She gets so frustrated when she grinds out a game. It's so funny. But, yeah, they're 4 huge ones, and, like, they'll water the plants, but not the grass, in the wrong area, and it waters the sun, like, it waters the air more than it waters anything else. So it's getting really frustrating, so... Anyway, we just sort of was like, okay, I am actually going to glue this down so that nothing gets caught underneath it, and I don't really think I want another, I just want a nice, clean belly band. So yeah, it's just like, I have to the sprinklers work, but they're bad. They're leaking at the pipe. And I have so much work to do in the front yard. And it's like, oh, and I can't do it anymore. I just can't. My body goes, nope. Or in this case, now my sinuses, cheese and crackers every time I go to do yard work, they freak out. So if either one of my daughters has the slightest bug that they're carrying, guess what I get? A nice little head cold. So, yeah. Be careful here. So I need to call the landscape. I've got a guy who's been working on the trees in the backyard, and I watch him on Facebook do other yards. So I'm thinking, all right, it's time to call him and say, hey, I need you to come take a peek. I need you to, I need 2 quotes. I need one for sod and a whole new sprinkler system and new plants and rock instead of tan bark. And then I have another, here we go. And then I need, a quote for, no new sprinkler system, but a drip system where the plants are still new rock, and we're talking fake grass. I will not do all rock in the front yard. I would, I know tan bark is cheaper, but like I said, our cats in this neighborhood think tan bark is just the best litter box in the world, and I cannot stand it. So I was like, yeah, no. So it has to be, some rock, yes, where the plants are, but I want, ta-da. So if I get some of my fussy cuts going, then I can layer, you know, some stuff in areas. So there we go. Just a couple layers, keeps things in place. Yeah, seems to be working. Okay. I almost want to put something else in there. I don't know whether to... I sort of want it horizontal. I don't know if I want it vertical, even though it's a horizontal piece, but you really can't tell. So, there we go. Let's see. How are we doing? Oh, it's pretty. And then, there we go. Okay, a little belly band pocket. Not really a pocket. It's more of a belly band, but it looks like it. But you can get in here and, you know, pull things out, and that's the whole point. And you can put more behind it if you wanted to. So, you could pull this whole thing out. You can pull these out, and you could write, and put these guys back in with more information or more writing on them, and you're good to go. I like you. All right, we're getting there. I did cut down the vellum. I did make another vellum piece, vellum background, which I'm loving to print that. I am like, oh my gosh, I have so many backgrounds I now want to go print on my vellum. I took an old piece of graphic that I printed onto parchment paper. I folded it in to make it fit, and then I put one of my washies. Now I went ahead and made sure that I sort of glued down the paper to the back of the sticker strip so it stayed put, but then I took it off where I needed to, trimmed it where I needed to, and glued it on here to make another tuck pocket. So that makes me very happy. Okay, one more to go. So let's see, we did one belly band, we did one, I gotta find it now, right? One on its side, and one on the bottom, all right? I don't know if I can find it. So now what? Do I go the reverse? Do I do a complete? Which one did I use on this? Which pocket is this? Oh, it's another one of these. I guess back on the bottom again. Maybe. Bottom, side, belly band, bottom again. What do we have going on this one? Let's see. Okay. All my little clips. I love these things. I know they're not your traditional. They're not super tight. But to keep things in basic place, I can totally find what I'm looking for. So I'm loving them. They're just, I don't know. Can't even think what they are. But they were a Walmart. I think they were a Walmart find of all things in the office supplies section. How are we doing? Yeah, 32 minutes. Okay, we're almost done. Well, this one, yeah, I definitely want to do the green. Well, no, actually, I think I want, whoa, darn it. A little bit of both. I'm getting confused. I'm getting my things. All right, we'll do a little bit. I think this one I want a little bit more because of the coloring. I definitely want more vintage on the outside here. Yes, there's that pink hint, but that paper is definitely distressed. I mean, at any point, yes, I could put green or pink on the back, but oh, so yeah, I have to suck it up, and I need to try to talk to these guys and get the estimate on the wood for the, you know, what little wood we do need on the back, and then beg and plead some of my husband's old boys, not old boys, but some of his old coworkers that, you know I'm gonna need help. I need the grunt work. They're young. One's my age. He's not that young, but you know, one is definitely younger, and the other one's about my age. But you know, they work all day, so it's not like they don't work it. That I want pink. Okay. See, the boys will come help me do the demo. You know, if they'll help me cut the right spot really carefully, and then pull out all the wood, all the junk, God knows what's underneath it from the possums, because the possums love sleeping under these steps. Ooh. Now this one I could put it in the middle. No, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Pockets don't always make sense smack in the middle. I don't know why. I want that there and there. Not really. I don't know. I can't think of anything like crazy fun to do with this one. It is more cream on cream if I do one of these guys, which I started ripping. Let's see. Or beige on beige is not very exciting, is it? Green. Do I have any more green? I do. No, this is my other favorite. Opposite. Great for layering, but doesn't need to be used for, you know, not great for writing, but great for layering if we want to do the opposite. So let's go this way this time, right? Let's do it. So she pops a little bit better. She's not so blah. She's not so blah. Same thing, sort of get those corner spots so that when I have it on an edge. So yes, plenty of projects coming up. My my littlest is itching to rearrange her room. She wants to, you know, she's like, I'm not a little kid anymore. And I'm like, well, you're not even 12 yet, but okay. She's so funny. But yeah, her room's been pink and brown, and then pink, brown, and mint, and then pink, mint, and purple, and she's like, Mom, I want gray and white, and maybe 2 different tones of gray, and then I want to She still wants a really, she still has a very pretty grayish based purple beanbag. And I have a comforter in the same color, so we're probably going to change her out of her loft bed, and because she doesn't hang out under her bed anymore, so we might as well get that space back. And which sounds funny, you wouldn't think you'd get the space back, but if it's just sitting there collecting stuff, you might as well put it underneath a daybed. Much better. I might as well put it in our daybed. Much better. And sorry, I'm still like debating like a little bit of an edgy. You're not gonna see that one, so I'll probably bring in my grandmother's daybed, because I mean I had one exactly like it. Hers is just newer than mine, so we got rid of mine and I kept hers, and then sort of works. So she has a newer daybed, so like we'll do the daybed and make a new accent wall and repaint the bases of the dresser, and she wants to put some stuff in the closet. I mean, she has a whole plan. Has a whole plan she wants to do. Sounds very much like me and my mom. So cute. And so we are working towards. I said, well, we'll keep cleaning, we'll keep organizing, we'll keep decluttering, and then when we're ready, when it seems like there's less going on, then I will go ahead and, we'll bring in, empty out, clean up the loft bed, take pictures, put it up for sale. It's only like not even 4 years old yet, and then sell it off to somebody who could use it, and then then we'll bring in a daybed. So then when it's ready, we can just bring all the, once she sort of has it where she wants it, then we can start working on the painting. The painting. Because that girl's silly. She's like, I don't want this anymore. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. It's like, well, if I had just chanced, because we moved, my mom painted my room in one house, and then we decided we had to put the house up for sale. Mom's like, of course, I just did this. So we moved in, she made all the effort in the world to make sure I got my lavender room back. But, ooh, don't cut that, that would be bad. Oh my gosh, don't cut that. So it took us about a year, so I think maybe, I don't think it took that long. She did really give me back my lavender room in the new house. But then I had, it was like 5 years I stayed on that. So I was 13 before she's like, okay, well, we can grow it up a little bit. And I still love purple. So she just put a darker purple sponged over the lavender, add white and dark purple to the lavender. And, did I glue that down by accident? No, okay. And then we added forest green. So we found fabric for all my things. And I made a quilt out of it. And it was great. So I made so that just dropped. I could leave it there. It sort of gives another element there. I like that sort of. I'm like, I sort of like that. Not intentionally, but see, there we go. There's the other pocket. So we did my room in 13, and then that was it. Like, I didn't get it. My room was, after that was all on me. It was, yes, I got new comforters for the dorm. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. So here is a hint. Here's a sneak peek of the Slender, the pages so far. I guess there's a total of 64 sides, book pages, pretty much. And we now have 4 lovely pockets. We have 1 or 2 tucks in interesting places. Still have some sponging to do and some distressing to do and whatnot. But we have, wanted areas to write on, wanted some areas to tuck some things into. Little bit of different, like that's a little different in space. That's a vellum. But for the most part, our pages are as it has been in the past. A lot of journal pages, just like I did in mine. So we want to make sure that you guys have some fun pages to look at, but you also have plenty. We have 2 different tucks here. We got a belly band tuck here. Some pockets. Got some lace. I love that this one pocket leaves us a little bit of a tab, which I love this one. This one's always been, this is actually a journal card sleeve, but the way I do the flower on it, you could, like I've done before, some of my wider cards, put the round part on the outside and you have a nice little tab. Ta-da! It's a tuck, it's a tab, it's a pocket, it's in everything. So thank you all for joining me as we work on some cute little pockets for the Skinny Journal of a new Zen Garden Digital. It's been out for a week or 2. And I really hope you enjoy this little random chit-chat. I know, totally all over the board chit-chat, but hey, that's what I'm here for. Why not? Love you all. Thank you so much for liking, loving, and subscribing, hitting your notifications, continuing to follow me as we try to up the ante here and try to grow business so that you never miss out on a free digital, so you always know what's going on. The biggest thing is we do this so that you find me and can, know when I have a new digital visually, and you can see what they look like, under the light and it printed out, and not just relying on the digital previews that are on the Etsy shop. So, and you get to see them in person. If nothing else, I'm going to, use what I have. And, and if someone else uses it and shows it off, well, that's just even better. More ideas, right? So love you all. Thank you so much for joining me today. And it'll be a couple days before you see another one. Like I said, whenever I get them, I'm going to put them up. And that's going to be the new thing. Probably stick to the 10 a.m. That way I'm not totally lost amongst everybody else. But we are going to just, when I have them, try to run them the next day or so. And you'll get a couple at a time, and then you may not get any, and then you'll get a couple at a time, and you may not get any, and no more of this previously scheduled stuff because, well, it doesn't seem to make a difference. So, love you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.